What's up guys, Sayer from Yugatech, and today we're checking out a budget smartphone that you may have never heard of before. It's called HMD. To keep things short, they're a company that makes the current lineup of Nokia smartphones. And yes, I am talking about that Nokia. However, it wasn't until last year that they started offering smartphones under the HMD name. And today we're looking at the HMD Crest 5G, which is a budget smartphone that wants to make a name for itself in the local market. This phone retails for under 8,000 pesos, making it quite affordable. But the secret to this phone is that you can repair it yourself. But remember, this is also one of the most competitive segments given the massive amount of smartphone models available. Will it be able to stand out in this segment with its repairable feature? Well, let's find out in this review of the HMD Crest 5G. Starting off with the design, well, there's pretty much nothing about the HMD Crest 5G that really stands out. The design of the phone adopts a minimalist styling with the HMD logo at the center of the back panel. Instead, your eyes will probably focus on this large, blacked out camera island that houses the dual rear camera system along with the LED flash. Nothing too fancy here, but it does work especially with this midnight blue color. I like that HMD also added some metallic flakes to give it some color when light hits it. But overall, the design might be too simple for some of you viewers, but for us here at Yugatech, we like it. I mean, simple is best after all. As for the materials, the frame is made out of plastic while the back panel is made out of thin glass. However, it doesn't feel like the usual cheap materials found on budget smartphones in this price range. Instead, this phone feels solid and it doesn't feel like it's gonna break just by bending it. The dimensions are similar to most budget smartphones and you do get a 6.67-inch screen. It's also relatively thin, measuring 8.4 millimeters, but it is a bit heavy, weighing 205 grams. It also has IP52 protection for dust and water resistance. Not the greatest, but at least you do have a rating for it. For the buttons, the volume rocker and the power button are on the right side, while at the bottom you'll find a 3.5mm audio port, the USB-C port, and the mono loudspeaker. On the left side, you will find the dual SIM card slot, which comes with a dedicated micro SD card slot. So overall, the design of the HMD Crest 5G is very simple, right? Well, there's a good reason for it. And as I mentioned earlier, according to the brand, this phone is designed to be repairable. You don't even need to bring it to the shop since you can fix it yourself. In fact, they advertise you to do it yourself. I mean, imagine DIYing everything. So if something breaks on this phone, like the back panel or even the USB-C port or even the rest of the buttons, you can just repair it yourself. It's perfect if you're someone who likes to DIY stuff. I mean, just make sure you don't turn the DIY session into a destroy it yourself session because, you know, it's still a phone after all. Now, as much as you want to replace things, thankfully everything still works with this unit since it was provided to us brand new. Moving on to the display, and for a budget phone, the HMD Crest uses an OLED display. Yes, you heard that right. It doesn't use an IPS LCD, which is typical for phones in this price point. Instead, you get an OLED panel with full HD plus resolution, and as I mentioned earlier, the screen measures 6.67 inches. From our eyes, not exactly the best OLED panel out there. I mean, this is still a sub 8,000 peso phone after all, but at least you get the vivid colors and deep blacks of OLED displays. There's Dolby Vision or even support for HDR10+. It also has relatively thick borders all around, as you can see here, but at least there's no teardrop notch. While you do get an OLED panel on the HMD Crest, the only downside is that the refresh rate isn't that high, only 90 Hz max. Despite that though, it still feels smooth even when you're just going through the menu. I mean, it doesn't feel like 90 Hz. It's a similar story when you're watching movies, but of course, you do have to set your expectations, especially when you're gaming. It's smooth for gaming, but there are occasions when the frame rate drops, but that might have something to do with the chipset, which we'll talk about later on. Now, as for the speaker, it's loud, but that's about it. The placement of the speaker grill also makes it easy to block with your finger when you're watching videos or playing games. But of course, you can always just plug in your favorite pair of earphones using the 3.5mm audio port. So, it's not the perfect display, but it's still nice to find an OLED panel in a phone at this price point. As for the cameras, it's a very simple setup. You get a dual rear camera highlighted by a 50-megapixel main, followed by the ever-familiar 2-megapixel depth sensor. No OIS, EIS, or any other feature to help stabilize the image. Interestingly, the front camera is quite powerful too for something of this price. It also gets a 50-megapixel sensor for the front to take selfies with. Initially, we didn't really have high hopes for the camera of this phone. It is a very basic setup that you will typically find on phones of this price point. But surprisingly, it captures decent images when you're shooting during the day or in in well-lit environments. But I mean, that's to be expected. Most phones nowadays, even budget smartphones, take decent images when you're in a well-lit environment. As you can see, the colors aren't too vivid or saturated as compared to more high-end phones, but they do look a bit natural. More importantly, the photo is relatively sharp and you do get good contrast out of the box. While there is AI HDR mode, it looks a bit over-edited to my eyes. Personally, I just leave it as is to get the best images possible. But as I expected though, there is a very notable drop in quality when you start shooting in low light with this phone. In low light, the images are decent at best, and there is a lot of grain, but honestly, don't expect too much. Not to mention, you need very steady hands to be able to even capture anything without the image looking like a blur. It also has some focus bleeding issues too, which is already noticeable during the day, but it's a lot more prominent at night. And while there is super night mode, it doesn't really help. Everything just becomes smoothed out, losing clarity and sharpness in the process, and it just looks overly edited. And as for the video, I can only say that it's decent at best. The cameras are only capable of recording at a maximum of 1080p at 30 FPS, and again, there is no stabilization except for your hands. There's nothing to write home about the video quality since the output is similar to the photos. Decent during the day, but not really that great at night. Just like its minimalist design, the OS of the HMD Crest 5G is quite simple too. It runs on Android 14 and there doesn't seem to be any skin on top, which some users may or may not like. Interestingly, some of the app logos are blacked out, which does add a nice touch, so they did modify it a bit to have their own identity. But what I really like is that there are no bloatware apps. You get the full suite of Google apps along with HMD's My Device, and that's it. This makes the experience very streamlined and straightforward, no more gimmicks or whatnot. However, the downside is that you don't get the usual customizability you would find on Android devices like that of Samsung or Oppo or even other brands. There's also no AI features here either. And I do wish they added a separate gallery app instead of relying on Google Photos. But hey, the HMD brand is relatively new and they might improve on this in the future to have their own identity. And who knows, they might even release their own OS based on the current Android 15. Now we move on to the chipset, and it's arguably the one thing that concerned us most about the HMD Crest 5G. That's because powering the HMD Crest 5G is a Unisoc T760 chipset, and our review unit comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. Yes, this phone uses a Unisoc chipset, meaning performance is quite limited, especially when it comes to gaming. Fortunately though, for everyday use, we did not really encounter any issues with the phone. It could easily load Chrome, YouTube, and other apps, even if you left some apps running in the background. But of course, it performs better if you close the apps that you're not using. Now, the important question. Can this at least play some games? Well, thankfully, it can, but you shouldn't really expect too much. I initially played Blue Archive on this phone, which is a very light game to run. However, you do get occasional frame rate drops when a lot of things are happening on screen, and mind you, this is just Blue Archive. And as for heavier titles, Genshin Impact does run on this phone, but I did have to adjust the graphics settings to the lowest at most, just so it runs very smoothly. It's not the most enjoyable gameplay either, and I honestly would not recommend playing it for extended periods of time. It also has slight heating issues, but it didn't really affect the gameplay at all. Instead, this phone is best for light games like Mobile Legends. However, the 90Hz display might be a downer for some users. Now, considering how the phone performed in real-world use, we didn't expect the benchmarks to be that high either, and you can check them out on screen right now. And as you can see, they're not the highest, but they're decent for the price point. As for the battery, the HMD Crest uses a standard 5000 mAh battery pack, which is pretty much standard for phones in this price point. After using it for an entire day to shoot photos, videos, and even play games, the phone still had around 30% battery life remaining. I assume this is because the Unisoc chipset isn't exactly the most power hungry, and the screen isn't exactly that bright. The battery benchmark tells us a similar story. Using PCMark's battery test, we were able to record 14 hours and 30 minutes of runtime, which is a great score all things considered. And for reference, this test was done on airplane mode, 0 volume, and brightness at 50%. When you eventually need to recharge the phone, it doesn't have the fastest charging speeds either. It has a maximum 33-watt charging speed, which is decent given that it does have a relatively long battery life. As for connectivity, you have the basics. At least you have 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, and GPS to name. Overall, there's not much to say about the HMD Crest 5G, especially when it comes to performance. It's a decent budget smartphone with a nice OLED display and a decent chipset. I mean, you can't really complain either since this phone only retails for 7,999 pesos for this specific 8 plus 256GB variant. But the best thing is, you have the ability to fix it yourself should something break in the future. It's a niche feature that not everyone will benefit from because I'm sure some of you will find it daunting to open up a phone and replace the parts yourself. However, if you want to try and dip your toes into the world of repairing smartphones, then the HMD Crest 5G would be a great choice. I mean, it is very affordable after all, so if you break something, at least you can just order the parts. But what do you think of the HMD Crest 5G? Is it the phone you would consider buying given how easy it is to repair by yourself? More importantly though, do you think it can go up against the other more popular brands and models in the same segment? Whatever the case, share your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video or found it informative, as always, drop a like and subscribe to watch more. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And please visit yugatech.com to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Jose, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Johnny.